think, of course, you're talking to someone who like lives and breathes stories. And okay, we need science, right? We need stories too. And I think that's another lesson of the pandemic. Like, to talk about people watching Netflix, reading. We need stories. We need, for me, I can't live without words and stories. Sometimes I think, because I operate at a very high speed, I'm like, students say Energizer Bunny, but I stop for stories. I stop. Everything pauses for a good story. And whether that's a story that somebody tells me, which often happens, whether it's a story that I'm reading, which often happens as in every day, and also when it's a project that I'm working on, a story I'm writing, I stop, I focus, I'm right there. We need stories. We need to, it's connection. On my messy bookshelf here, there's an old book about children's literature. I think it was Sheila Egoff's book, and it's called Only Connect. That's it. That would be the motto for me of my life, is like, only connect. And my way is through stories. And I think that is really helpful for young people too. I'm not saying they all have to become literature teachers who are writers, but they need to find ways to connect. And literature and stories, it's a big way. I feel very grateful to young people. It's hard to be a teenager with all of this. They need us, and they need that connection. They need any kind of hope we can give them, and also the reminder that this won't last forever. And that's another thing that stories give us. They take us out of our own stuckness, immediate lives that we're in, and just show us it's not all there is to life. So thanks for giving me this chance to talk about things I love.